Today we're going to talk about the style approach to leadership. The style approach kind of focuses on the actions of the leader, and they determined that leadership is composed of two general kinds of behaviors, and those are task behaviors and relationship behaviors. Task behaviors are basically what they do to facilitate goal accomplishment. They help group members to achieve their objectives, while relationship behaviors help subordinates feel comfortable with themselves, with each other, and with the situation in which they find themselves. The central purpose of the style approach is to explain how leaders combine these two kinds of behaviors to influence subordinates in their efforts to reach a goal. Another concept that talks about the style approach is Blake and Mountain's managerial leadership grid. And this was designed, again, to explain how leaders help organizations reach their purposes through two factors, and those are concern for production and concern for people. Concern for production is similar to task behaviors. They're concerned with achieving the organizational tasks. So examples of this is like attention to policy decisions, new product developments, process issues, and sales volume, and that's just to name a few. And then concern for people would be similar to the relationship behaviors that we talked about before, and that's how the leader attends to the people in the organization who are trying to achieve its goals. And this includes building organizational commitment and trust, promoting employees' personal worth, promoting good social relationships, and promoting fair salary structure. The leadership managerial grid joins concern for production and concern for people in a model that has two intersecting axes. The horizontal axis represents the leader's concern for results, and the vertical axis represents the leader's concern for people. Each of the axes is drawn as a 9-point scale on which a score of 1 represents minimum concern and 9 represents maximum concern. By plotting scores from each of the axes, various leadership styles can be illustrated. The leadership grid portrays 5 major leadership styles: authority compliance, which is 9-1, and that one's in the bottom right-hand corner. Country club management, which is 1-9, and that one's in the top left-hand corner. Impoverished management, which is 1-1, bottom left-hand corner. Middle of the road management, which is in the middle, and team management, which is in the top right-hand corner. And so authority compliance leaders, they have high concerns for results but low concerns for people. So they're seen as controlling, demanding, and overpowering a lot of times. The country club management style, they have high concern for people but low concern for results. So they might not get things accomplished as well too because they're not really focusing on the results. Impoverished management often is indifferent, non-committal, and apathetic, and that one has low concern for results and low concerns for people. Middle of the road management prefers the middle ground and swallows convictions in the interest of progress. So that one's, between, it's 5-5, so it's right in the middle for concern for people and concern for results. Team management, that one's 9-9, so that one has high concern for people and high concern for results. And those managers often inspire participation, they're determined, they don't avoid issues, and they work to resolve them. They set clear priorities, follow through, they're open-minded, and enjoy working. And you might think that team management is the best style of all, which it might be, but also there are different types of people and personalities, and so sometimes people might need a different kind of manager based off what they need out of their management. So if someone really needs a lot of direction and they don't really care about the relationship part of it, they just want to come to work and get their job done, they might want more of a authority compliance management, just depending on how they feel in their personality. So you kind of have to play it by ear, but team management is a pretty good one too. So they invented 2 more styles because they found that there were some people that just didn't quite fit on the grid. So one of those is the paternalism-maternalism, and this refers to a leader who uses both the 1-9 and the 9-1, but doesn't integrate the two. They're also known as like a benevolent dictator who acts graciously, but does so for the purpose of goal accomplishment. In essence, the paternalistic-maternalistic style treats people as if they were disassociated from the task. They're often described as fatherly or motherly toward their followers, and they regard the organization as family, make the most of key decisions, and reward loyalty and obedience while punishing noncompliance. Opportunism, on the other hand, refers to a leader who uses any combination of the basic 5 styles for the purpose of personal advancement. An opportunistic leader will adapt and shift his or her leadership style to gain personal advantage, putting self-interest ahead of other priorities. Both the performance and the effort of the leader are to realize personal gain. Some phrases used to describe this style of leadership include ruthless, cunning, and self-motivated, while some could argue that these types of leaders are adaptable and strategic. Blake and Mountain indicated that people usually have a dominant grid style, which they use in most situations, and a backup style. The backup style is what the leader reverts to when under pressure, when the usual way of accomplishing things does not work. In summary, the style approach reminds leaders that their actions toward others occur on a task level and a relationship level. In some situations, leaders need to be more task-oriented, whereas in others, they need to be more relationship-oriented. Similarly, some subordinates need leaders who provide a lot of direction, whereas others need leaders who can show them a great deal of nurturance and support. The style approach gives the leader a way to look at his or her own behavior by subdividing it into dimensions. So that's the style approach, and this information was summarized out of the textbook by Peter G. Northouse called Leadership.